Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for today's plan with me. This week I'm using a kit from Crafts by Thaowie called Autumn Days. Oh my gosh, I know I say this all the time, literally all the time, every time I'm using any Crafts by Thaowie item, but I miss her shop so much. So much. I've now run out of the gold foil scallop squares. I've managed to ration those for a long time, but I officially used my last one in this spread. And I'm just, for the last 6 months or so, I've been kind of reaching the end of some of my foil colours for some of her $2 Tuesday icons, and it's devastating. It's absolutely devastating. I have received an order from JK Creates Co, and I will say, so I shared a haul on here just in a YouTube short if you want to have a little look at what I ordered, but I will say I think her icons are going to be able to carry me through. So I really hope. The only icons that I'm kind of missing and aware that I'm missing are things like TV icons. I'm really fussy with television icons. I have bought the ones from JK Creates Co, but it's the Harriet Wright Designs ones that I loved, and the Crafts by Thaowie ones are too big. And I suspect I might end up feeling the same about the JK Creates Co ones, but I'll let you know as I start using them anyway. And I still can't find any shop that does a ballroom dance shoe, and it's really annoying. I've tried to make my own, not with foil, just colourful ones in sort of the white stationery colourway, just the pink and the kind of neutral beige colour, just so that they tie in with all the other ones that I use. But I just can't get it right, and I'm so desperate for someone to make either a ballroom or a Latin shoe so that I can mark my dance lessons with something that isn't a ballet shoe or just a high heel. But anyway, sorry, I went miles off topic there. I flippin' adore Crafts by Thaowie kits. I really, really, really do. Her quality and her kind of the finish of a kit was always such good quality. They were always really classy and feminine, and oh my days, I miss her shop so much. For this kit, I did want to use, you can see in the date section just on the left there with the welly boots, I have used her foil. I cut one of her lace circles in half because I kind of wanted it to fit with the rest of the kit. I came in with like so many things that I wanted to say and explain, and I've immediately lost track of everything because I just wanted to say how much I miss Crafts by Thaowie. In terms of the base of this spread, I've pretty much just used the kit, and then I had these scallop stickers from Monk and Marple, and they fit so perfectly with the washi in the kit that I just thought, well, again, it sort of ties everything together. So I did that. I also used some stickers from a paper trail plan. Sorry, I feel like my nose is really like stuffy this morning. Apologies if I sound really coldy. Some script stickers from a paper trail plans freebie, just to put a couple of kind of, they're not quotes, but just to have some scripts on a couple of stickers, because I usually like the sticker that goes in the top left corner to have kind of some kind of writing on it. So that was really handy that they had those on a freebie. So I used one that said Home Sweet Home, and then one I think that maybe had a coffee cup on it. I picked the script that said Pumpkin Spice Latte, or maybe just Pumpkin Spice. I can't remember now, but you'll see it in a second when I put it down on the page. I am really sorry that this is another late one. I am really struggling to keep on top of these at the moment. I don't like to rush my spreads. I don't like to rush my voiceovers, because if I record on a morning where I'm feeling really grotty, or when I'm just about to go to bed at night, when I finally get around to remembering that I didn't do it that day, I'm conscious that I don't sound great. My words aren't particularly cohesive. I probably sound a bit kind of drony and dreary, and I'd rather wait until I'm kind of feeling a bit brighter and do it that way, even if it means I'm falling behind. But I did post a My monthly spread, I just had music over that. I didn't want to do a voiceover for that because it's too short. So I have posted a monthly spread using Miss and Meow if you want to have a look at that. What else am I missing? I'm missing something else. Yeah, as long as I'm keeping on top of my weekly, as long as I'm posting once a week, unless I'm away, I am trying to stick to that. But at the moment, trying to get it out on time every Friday, along with work, along with everything that's been happening with Wendy. Life is busy at the moment. It doesn't look it from my spreads. It still looks like work, TV, movies, Call of Duty. But when I tell you, it has been a time. Obviously, the last couple of Plan With Me's, I've already explained what happened with Wendy. But there's been a lot. My mum has been dealing with some they're not health scares, but just kind of going through health checkups at a dangerous time that her cancer could return. It was 7 years ago now she had breast cancer, and for the type of cancer she had, this is kind of the peak concern of it returning time. So she's been doing all sorts of tests, making sure that it's not back, and so far everything is looking great. But she is now having some stuff looked into in her feet because she's in a lot of pain when she walks. So there's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on with grandparents. There's a lot going on with work, and obviously a lot going on with Wendy. And it's just been, and also I don't know what's going on with me anyway, but I think everything's just getting a bit much and I'm just feeling a bit low. So there's just like, my husband's work is insane at the moment. And I've really been wanting to kind of keep on top of our diet and make sure we're still eating well, and we're just not. We are eating absolute rubbish. So again, I'm sort of starting to feel the natural feelings of feeling like I'm kind of letting the house down creep in. I'm feeling a lot better now. We had a massive conversation about it a couple of days ago, and I'm feeling a lot more like myself. But again, it's another busy weekend. I'm off to Cardiff to celebrate family birthdays, and it's just a lot. Driving takes a lot out of me. So yeah, wonderful stuff, lovely. Obviously the health stuff isn't lovely, but the stuff that's happening this weekend is lovely stuff, but it's just so exhausting. So in terms of plans this week, again, like I said, just a lot of work and Walk Wendy. On the Friday, I did binge watch the second season of Nobody Wants This. I was so excited. I don't know anyone else here watched the first season of that. I have been desperate for it, and I just kind of felt like it fell flat. I feel like it was supposed to be kind of a light-hearted rom-com, everything is going to end up okay kind of a thing, things will work themselves out. And it just felt like the second season was really unnecessarily heavy. I liked the plot line between Sasha and Esther. I thought that was just a really interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? Just the kind of way that they went felt like a realistic way that would go and where she's at in life. The whole trying for a baby thing in the middle didn't fit for me, but that's fine. It only lasted like an episode. I didn't like where they took Morgan's character and her whole relationship, and I just felt like the main two characters, it felt like they made Noah so much more serious and worrisome, and I don't know, and just not the kind of light-hearted, go with the flow, don't let everything get to you, it'll all figure itself out person that he was in the first season. So I was a little bit bothered by the seriousness of the second season. I will absolutely still watch the third if there is going to be a third, and I just hope that they kind of find that like nice, soft and comfy spot that they had the first season. And at the ending of the second season was like identical to the first. I couldn't understand it, of the direction they chose. It just wasn't as rewatchable and binge watchable as it was as the first season was, sorry. Else this week, I went and dog sat for a couple of Wendy's friends. I think I posted on my Instagram a couple of pictures of them. They are so stinking cute. They're called Kobe and Bailey, and they are the most gorgeous boys. I was not in a place to do this. I really, really struggled with everything that's going on at home and everything that I just talked about. I completely fell apart. So I got there on the Thursday night. They did not sleep. We were in a double bed with just me and the two dogs, and they're very particular in how they like to sleep, and there just wasn't enough space for the three of us to get a good night's sleep. And they both like to be pushed up right against you, but then of course they come out of the duvet. It felt like every 20 minutes, half an hour. So the first 2 nights we were just an absolute merry-go-round of everyone swapping places, getting frustrated. Oh, it was awful, really, really awful. So by Saturday, I fell apart, and I can remember I ran a bath because I was like, that's what, people do to kind of rebalance themselves, like a reset. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. I had my bath, and they're very intense dogs. They followed me everywhere around the house, and I'm not used to that. Wendy will pick a spot and sit in it, and no matter if we're moving around, no matter what room we're in, she won't follow us. So I'm not used to that intensity, and I think when I'm already on edge and not okay with everything that was going on with Wendy at home, I did not cope with that. So they were sat outside the bathroom the entire time I was having a bath, and then I sat on the stairs, and my dad called me, and my mum had been messaging me to check I was okay, and I was saying, no, I'm not okay. He called me and offered to come and drive over to where I was to go for a walk. And I just burst into tears, literally just burst into tears, sat on the stairs in my towel, had an absolute complete meltdown about everything that's going on. There's other stuff as well. It's not just this stuff. There's like familial stuff that was going on, bigger conversations that there's kind of frustration simmering. And it was just, just everything blubbed out completely. So bless his heart, he drove over to where I was to come and help me take them for a walk, because they pull on those leads. It's like huskies pulling a sleigh. I have no control. Again, Wendy doesn't do any of that. She's always been really good at just kind of keeping a loose lead, and she just does her own thing. She's a very independent dog. These two are very, very intense. They're lovely, don't get me wrong. They are gorgeous, lovely, loving, sweet boys, but oh my goodness, they are intense, really, really intense is all I can think. And also the clocks went back while I was there, so of course they thought I was starving them for an hour when they thought it was supposed to be dinner time. So I got cried at, barked at, everything for that hour. So I did end up having to cave and give them dinner early. But under any other circumstances, if Wendy hadn't been in that aggressive incident with that dog and been in a cone, and I just kind of wanted to be home with her, and if there wasn't so much else on my mind at the moment, I would have been fine. We would have had a lovely time. I would have taken them on some really wonderful walks. I was really looking forward to it. But when you're just in that place where it's too much, and it just unfortunately was one of those times, and I have no doubt that the next time it comes around, as long as everything else is just ticking along as normal, I will have a lovely time. But it was just, it just tipped me over. And then the lack of sleep, I mean, horrific, absolutely horrific through the night. So that was certainly an experience. But I did share some photos of them on Instagram, because they are a pair of cuties, and they like to sleep on their back, and they have no shame throwing around their bits just in your face. It's very funny. So I spent a lot of that weekend in front of the TV, just curled up with a glass of wine or some ice cream or some chocolate, and the boys just somewhere on me or near me. So on the Sunday, I ended up having a binge of a bunch of rom-coms. I watched all the rom-coms you can think of. I watched Just Married. I watched 13 Going on 30. I watched Your Place or Mine. I watched Anyone But You again. There's another one or two. I watched Friends with Benefits. And I'm missing another one, but so many of them that I have loved for years and years and years, and they're kind of my comfort go-to movies, and I just needed them. So I watched those whilst I played with some clip art on my iPad, and just kind of put together some full boxes, and I just completely shut down, basically. And it was a really cozy Sunday, and then I took them out just for a leg stretch And then I moved to the bigger bed. I did ask if I could change the sheets and move to the bigger bed, so that we could actually get a decent night's sleep. And I think we all got 8 hours, thankfully, with that move. So that was pretty much my weekend. I'm really conscious that I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, because it was heavy and it was hard work, but it was also not that big of a deal. Like, in the grand scheme of things, they are lovely boys, and there's so many more difficult things going on in literally everyone's lives. But for me, in that moment, it was too much. I'm not good with intensity, and I kid you not, any one time I'd be sitting watching the TV and Kobe would be sat or stood directly in front of me on the footstool staring at me. So the whole time I'm watching the film, he is watching me, and it's just really unsettling. But they know me, and they do, they do, I think, love me and enjoy my company. But I mean, you never really know with dogs, I suppose. But they are certainly a pair of characters. But I was so happy. I didn't come home until the Monday. Excuse me. I was so happy to be home on the Monday, and we went to take Wendy to get her stitches out and everything, and it was just like a big sigh of relief. And obviously I had like the deepest sleep of my life the first 2 nights that I was home. But anyway, sorry, that was this whole plan with me. I've used a real array of icons this week. Sorry, I've used some from the kit, I've used some from Crafts by Thaowie, some from Miss Meow, some from Whitehead Stationery, some from in fact, I think I used a lead from JK Creates Co, now that I think about it. So yeah, and I also used that work sticker on Monday. That half-day sticker is from Fox and Pip. So that's what it all looks like in the spread. I hope you enjoyed this plan with me, and I'll see you in the next one.